Okay, let's try the stream of consciousness thing. So, we've all heard of it. Streaming the consciousness. That would be very appropriate in this digital age. So here I am attempting to stream consciousness on the fly, but I'm not a fly. And but you might find a fly near a stream if the flies were thirsty. So streaming consciousness, we can do that now because we have the internet. So we can download from our upload our thoughts and feelings onto the internet and share them on social media. Streaming, kind of. You might find them on Netflix. So streaming the consciousness is like flowing, which would denote water, which would denote that we're mostly made of water. So if I'm streaming consciousness, does that mean that the flow is like a heavy flow or a light flow? Well, if you're a woman, it could be a heavy flow, depending on what time of the month we're talking about. That's a different type of streaming, isn't it? Okay. Colorful streaming, but streaming nonetheless. Okay, so for streaming consciousness, does that mean if we're having thoughts about consciousness, we need to be near a stream? Could be. We could be streaming near a stream and having consciousness about that. And since streams are made of water, and we're mostly made of water, that means we'd be flowing simultaneously from one stream into another. Ooh, that's a simul stream. Kind of like a simulcast, but broadcasting our thoughts streaming. So that'd be simul streaming or multi-streaming. Multiple streams. Not multiple streams of income, just multiple streams of flowingness. So what if you're by a lake and you're not near a stream? Would there still be streaming of consciousness? No, because it wouldn't be streaming, would it? It'd be still. You would still be streaming, but you wouldn't be streaming, you'd just be still. So the consciousness would be still, but not streaming. What about if you're by a waterfall? Well, if you're by a waterfall, you wouldn't be streaming, you'd be falling. You might be falling asleep to the sound of the water, lulling you to sleep. If you fell down from a waterfall, you would lose consciousness, and then you couldn't be streaming consciousness anymore. You would be not able to do that. You'd be actually falling down from the fall. That would hurt. That would hurt your consciousness. You would lose consciousness, and you're unconscious, and you're subconscious, and you have no consciousness, and then therefore you couldn't be streaming any consciousness. So streaming is an interesting concept. We have the internet, we have nature, we have the internet and nature. You can film the nature on the internet from technical devices. So I'm streaming right now. So if I'm streaming right now using the smartphone and I'm posting it on social media, that's a form of streaming. Streaming, correct? Yes. Okay, good. So we find that in the cyber digital technical age, we can stream consciousness. Interesting. But what if we're all streaming at the same time? That would be one universal global stream. That's the global stream. Not to be confused with the jet stream. Unless you're having consciousness on a digital device in an airplane going through the atmosphere, then you would be having, well, streaming consciousness in the jet stream. If you're a fish, do you have a consciousness while you're swimming upstream? I don't know. Fish usually swim downstream. Unless you're a salmon. If you're a salmon, then you're going upstream. But salmons don't have consciousness, or do they? We don't know. But they're in the stream of things, mainly. So, there's different types of streaming, apparently. We covered the jet stream. We didn't cover the Gulf Stream. Not the Gulf Stream. That's a sport. But the Gulf Stream. So there's a Gulf Stream, apparently. And you can stream your consciousness in the Gulf Stream. So apparently there's very varied forms of streaming and consciousness combined together through water and the air. That's interesting. So, if you have like a Wi-Fi, or if you have Wi-Fi, you could stream your consciousness in Wi-Fi mode. If it's trickling, if you've got small thoughts, it's trickling down, you might have your spigot kind of like on low mode, so it would be streaming like in drops. If you have heavy thoughts, deep thoughts, and you have the spigot open, and it would be like flowing heavily. So, I guess you can have different types of streams. You can be streaming consciousness while you're streaming in the bathroom, guys. So, if the stream is weak, does that mean you have a weak consciousness? If your stream is strong, you might have a strong consciousness. Just putting that out there. Streaming my thoughts online spontaneously. That's called spontaneous streaming omission, not omission. Combustion? No. Yes, well, actually, consciousness is combustion. It's combustion of neurons and thought. So, you could have spontaneous streaming combustion leading forth to streaming consciousness. Okay, Freud would be really interested in this particular stream. I'm just saying. So, now can you stream your subconscious and unconscious and superconscious consciously all at the same time? That'd be multi-streams. Lots of streaming going on there. So, and all streams lead to the same source. Or, yeah, do all streams come from the same source and lead to the same source? All streams go to the ocean. That's one big pool of water. That'd be the universal unconscious. So, you probably could stream your subconscious and your unconscious and your superconscious consciously. That's heavy streaming right there. Heavy duty streaming. Okay, well, those are my thoughts on streaming consciousness. I noticed that I've done all that not near a stream. This whole time I've been doing this spontaneously, improvising, streaming consciousness. I'm not near a body of water at all. Not a lake, not a fall, not a stream, not a spigot. Just out here on a dry, sunny day. So apparently, you can have a streaming consciousness without a stream and without water, even though we're mostly composed of water. So I did have some water earlier. I drank some water earlier, so that would be internal streaming consciousness. Drank some water, and so there I'm hydrated. So that's a good thing. So apparently you can have streaming consciousness not near water as long as you drink lots of water. That's important. So you can keep on streaming. So I'm going to post this onto the internet, on social media, and I'll become part of the social media stream.